Yeah, this is kind of a random video. Backstory, I guess, I was just chilling at home, and I was like, yo, what should I do? So I hooked up Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna really work on any of my projects. And an idea that I have had for a very long time is to try pixel art in Rollercoaster Tycoon 3. I mean, all the cool kids doing it in Minecraft and things like that these days, and I do like the idea of doing pixel arts, so I figured this might be possible with path covers and stuff like that. So I just wanted to try that. So opened up the game, tried it, was recording the entire way through, and in the end I felt like, yeah, this is something you can do in Rollercoaster Tycoon 3. It actually does work pretty well. And it's arguably faster and easier than Minecraft pixel art because, you know, in Minecraft you have to move around and you're limited to the directions of one avatar, where in Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 you can just freely roam around with the advanced camera and it's pretty easy to use. The only restriction that there is there are barely any colors in this game that you can actually use, especially for skin tones or certain shades of colors, but overall I think this really worked pretty well. So yeah, you'll just see in the end what I made, but I'm currently using, what set is this again? Yeah, Branch's path covers. You can honestly use anything for this, but I wanted to use this set because it has a very simple texture, it doesn't really have too much going on, and I felt like it was the most neutral and close to Moby Steel Jungle colors as I could get with path cover sets, so that's why I used this one. And started from the bottom, now we're here. No, started from the bottom because that's, you know, just generally easier. You know where you have to start and where you're eventually going to end. Although I didn't, because as you could just see, I had to copy this thing and place it again because it kind of looked awkward. Because, you know, it was too close to the park border, which is actually something that I did notice. I figured beforehand that I could get away with doing loads of sprites on one park map because these things in Sandbox are pretty big. And, you know, I'm doing this on a quarter tile, so every pixel on here is a quarter tile. But in the end, that actually meant that this thing was going to be huge and it didn't fit within the park borders at the point that I started it. So now the feet are very close to the park border underneath this thing here. So that's what's going on here. And currently just working on them legs, you know, and get that thing going, that beautiful sprite over there. This is a bit of a, I'm not really going to call it lewd, but probably not the best sprite that I could have come up with. I wanted to try Ledion first, the Pokemon Ledion, but yeah, you know, that's one of my favorite Pokemon. But it's just kind of small, you know, it's not really much of a challenge. It's just a small bug, and really, honestly, if you're going to try and make sprites, why would you start off with a bug? It's probably going to be my second thing. If I ever do this again, really, this is just something I wanted to try and kind of just wanted to show that this is possible. And it's actually quite fun to do this. Like, I can see why people do this in their Minecraft maps, but I can really like doing this in Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 as well. It was actually surprisingly fun to do this. It's not that creative, you know, you're not really coming up with your own things, you're just practically copying an image except in pixelated version of it. But it's still really fun to do this in Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, and definitely not hard. I think pretty much anyone can do this, and that's also part of the fun. But I'm not going to make this into a series, though if there is great demand and I feel like doing it, possibly, but no, I'm not going to do that. No. Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, I need to focus on my parks and my coasters. This is just something that I felt like doing. Also, yes, there is some underboob action in this image. I just couldn't ignore that. I even made this image less nude than it already was because the outfit was actually in the original picture even more yeah, like this. But you know what? It's pixelated. It's Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, and I felt like, yo, Ryuko, let's roll with this because this is cool. This is, if I want to start off with something, you're gonna start off with a badass character, not a freaking bug Pokemon. Who does that anyway? So, fucking Sony Vegas is bugging right now. So let me reload this clip. Yeah, and I'm back, and Sony Vegas is also working, so that's really amazing. Now, as you may notice, yeah, there definitely are some problems with the colors, and it's almost starting to look Game Boy color-ish, where you would always have these weird sprites that kind of looked a bit weird, because there is no lighter skin tone. I mean, that kind of red-brownish color works pretty well, actually, for the skin. But the thing is, that only really works for the shadowy skin, and you always have these lighter shades of skin. that you want to show as well, but there is no color for that. So those things are just white for the time being. If there are any path covers that have a lighter texture, or if I really want to make that, you know, I could do that, but effort. Don't want to put too much effort into this. Seriously, this is just something small. This was the complicated part of the sprites, because knowing this character, she has like the weirdest freaking outfit ever, and it has like weird stuff on top of it, and it's very complicated. And I was like, why I was trying to make this thing, because you know it's confusing, all right, all these sprites, all these pixels, I mean, and they're all over the place, but it works out in the end, so that's awesome. And it is a pretty cool sprite, I do have to say. For this many pixels, you know, some images just don't work out as pixelated images, but I guess this one does. Though I always have this thing with anime that the things that make anime always disappear when you're making them into sprites. Like the big stupid weeaboo eyes always disappear, and the general style of it being drawn is it's kind of gone. But otherwise, it's pretty damn awesome. And faces are always hard in pixelated versions, because you're either going to have one eye that's smaller than the other one, or one eye that's, the other eye is going to be bigger automatically, whatever you're talking about. Noses always look awkward, but I think this face really does work, so that's also an advantage. And yes, I know that the left eye slightly smaller than the right eye over here, but you know, the thing is, the right eye is like underneath the hair over here, which was skipped. I mean, skipped. Damn it. Which I'm sorry about, but I couldn't. Fraps started. No. Okay. Fraps stopped recording because you know there wasn't any room left on my PC. But yeah, here you see the full sprite. It's pretty damn awesome. I do like it. It's a really amazing sprite, and I mean, yeah, it's an awesome image to start with. Next to the path entrance over here, so you can actually see how incredibly massive it is. And here it's next to a birch tree. So yeah, why a birch? Because those trees are awesome, and it really does show the sheer size of these things. So is this going to be something you can use in your parks? Most likely not. It's definitely not that useful in the general Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 stuff. But you know, I do like working on this stuff, so I might make some more of this. But this has been pretty awesome today. Thank you for watching this stupid random video, and I'll see you all next time, in which I'll do something serious again, hopefully, probably.
One family in the sweet harmony.